That's epic. I love that. Wow. You weren't lying about being scenic. Just put into Duke Lake about, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. Paddling into a nice headwind. Been paddling for a little bit. We're on the Spanish River. We're gonna do the river down to Agnew Lake. It'll be a good trip, about 5 to 6 nights, I think. We'll do lots of fishing. Hopefully lots of swimming. Some fun whitewater. Yeah. It's my first river trip in my pocket canyon from Propelled.ca. Yeah, I'm here with Tosh from Tosh Propelled. He's going to show me the ropes. It'll be fun. We're in between some lakes here, and there's going to be some swifts coming up. If it's a portage, the water is going to be low for the rest of the trip.
Ranger, be careful.
Whee! Sun's peeking out. Still strong headwinds. Got a new on-the-go filter for this trip. We're just stopped to stretch our legs. I'm gonna grab some snacks. Couple meat sticks. Too bad it wasn't down the river a little bit.
Time is it?
3. These are delicious. Just stopped to stretch our legs a little bit. We saw lots of little frogs. And we saw some lobster mushrooms, which are a little past their prime. Yeah, we're back on the lake now. Got a couple more lakes to paddle through. And we're gonna make camp. Totally a black bear. We were just paddling and Tosh noticed something swimming in the water way up ahead. And it was cool. It was a black bear swimming across the lake. It noticed us, so it turned around and came back, started swimming back to shore. I went from never seeing a bear in the woods to seeing 2 bears in the woods in like 3 days. It is humid and sunny and windy. Very windy. We are just coming up on camp for the first night. Put in a lot of distance today against some really strong headwinds, especially this last lake. This is camp for the night. Whew. Little frogs everywhere here too.
Pizza.
Pizza. We both need water. It was a long, hard day of paddling. So we're gonna fill up the platypus bag, and better to do it off the shoreline. All the sand and soot and stuff and debris on the shore is really hard on the filter. So it's better to come out here.
That's really good.
I made nandwiches or nanzaratis. Nanzaratis, I like that. But I forgot to press play on the record button, so I guess we're gonna have to make another round.
Darn.
Huh. I had a bunch of ingredients left over from our Algonquin trip that we did with the family from when we made pizzas. So I threw some stuff together to bring for our first night, and we've sort of modified it. Tosh had a really good idea to make it more of a sandwich. So we laid the naan bread down in the pan, hit it with some pesto, a little bit of pepperoni, mushrooms, onions, peppers, mozzarella cheese, a little bit of hot sauce. Then we did more mozzarella cheese on top, pestoed another piece of naan bread, and then sandwiched it. That way it gets nice and melty, and both sides are nice and crispy. Turning out pretty good. Nanzarati. My phone's in the way. I can't see your plate.
Round two.
Ooh.
Oh, this one's like even crispier, I think.
Okay, so we had a pretty solid day of paddling. We put in here at Duke Lake, and we paddled up into 10th. There's a bit of swifts here. Swifts into 9th. Swifts into 8th. Swifts into 7th. And we saw a black bear cross the river, or half cross the river at 6th. Some more swifts into 5th and 4th, 3rd. Crossed under the East Branch logging bridge. Some decent swifts there into 2nd. Cavanna Rapids. And then we're camped right up here on First Lake. We did 27 kilometers, but it felt like 35. And we're going to go for a swim and then go to bed.
You kind of go like another 40, 50 yards and you'll be up to your waist.
I don't know if all the mosquitoes are in my tent or out of my tent, but there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of humming going on.
Yeah. We got up this morning and broke camp. I filled the Nalgene's up with the rest of the filtered water. Tosh made a fire. We got some water on for breakfast. Just had a blueberry, walnut, banana oatmeal and a coffee. And we're going to get everything else cleaned up and get on the water. Just pushed off from camp. Super calm morning this morning. A little bit of rain last night, overnight. Expecting a little bit more today. Maybe some thunderstorms. Yeah. I couldn't hear anything yesterday. All I heard was windy trees. We're about to do Drive Road Rapids here. Not 100% sure if there's gonna be, might be a bump and grind kind of thing. But we'll see. A little bit of a bump and grind. It's crazy how much you can see like the elevation drop.
I love that.
Yeah.
See that you're going downhill.
Yeah. Bump and grind. Did you get hung up there too?
Yeah, just above that last drop.
Yeah.
Same spot.
And then you're like, you can see the next obstacle, but all you can do is move forward, but you know you're going to move forward into another obstacle. Yep. That's what I need to like, that's the one thing is like when it turns into all swift, I have a really hard time looking and reading it. Like following.
Put in like the process of elimination, like not there, not there, not there. Okay, I guess there.
Yeah.
Because there's really no good option to go through there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to like, what's the least bad one?
Yeah, that's true. It's a good way to look at it. Tosh just gave me a super good piece of advice. It's more about where you don't want to go. So, more practice, more learning how the river flows. We'll get hung up less. It's a lot of fun. On Expanse Lake. In a couple kilometers we'll get to the end of the lake and there's a bunch of swifts and rapids, so it should be fun. Beautiful in here. That's epic. I love that. Massive eroding sand face. Birds love it too, usually. We're at the bottom of Kingfisher Swifts. We just passed the fork where the east and west branch meet. And we're alongside the train rail now. upper and lower Athlon Rapids. I'm gonna follow the leader. Sun's out now, wind's died off a little bit. Feeling like a nice summer day. Water's up a little bit now that we've passed the forks as well, so. That was good. Took a little water, but.
A few little splashes.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good. Really good. Yeah, you can kind of see the line, and then still like indecisive of where I want to go.
Yeah.
Do I want to ride those peaks, or do I want to?
Those haystacks you can ride over.
Yeah.
Like, you really see the difference when you look at a wave. Like, you see down on the right, there's a wave there that's just a white line that's not moving.
Yeah.
That's a rock right in front of that.
Yeah.
And then if you look over to the left a little farther,
Yeah.
you kind of see some waves that like peak and fall over, and fall over. That's the haystack wave.
Right.
So that's a deeper water wave.
Yeah. That's like a curling.
Well, it's faster water upstream coming down and hitting slower water.
Yeah.
And so it piles up and then it falls over.
Okay. Yeah.
And but more and then piles up again.
Yeah.
Whereas where you have the rock right there on the right, that's just a rock there. There's
Yeah,
water,
yeah.
and it's just
Little
curling,
mini
curling.
waterfall.
It never moves.
Yeah.
So, like the ones that are like you see that white curling wave coming upstream and it's just stagnant.
Yeah.
Right ahead of that, there's always going to be a rock.
Yeah.
And depending on the depth, sometimes you can ride over it.
Yeah.
And go through the wave, but sometimes you're going to hit that rock. Right?
Especially if there's a bit of a drop before, you're gonna kind of hit it, right? Not necessarily ride it.
Yeah, it's just a fun little stretch through here. It's nice class 1 stuff.
Made a decision, and then I was like, oh, I should have did the other thing. And I'm like, no, I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. It's like once you commit, it's like, that's it.
Yeah, it's easier to like keep going forward than try and back up there.
Yeah. A little rough. I hit one rock.
Bumped one.
Yeah.
95 is
Found an awesome site to set up camp. Super beachy. It's really sandy, and then it's really rocky. Oh. You horsefly.
My underwear's gonna get wet. It's hanging on my tongue.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be like that. We call it the bug shelter. We are under the bug shelter and it is pouring rain. But we have our snacks and water. That's all we need. He came off the hook. Well, he was at the beach and he spit the hook out and he just like swam along the beach. Stayed in front of me for like a solid 20 seconds.
right over us.
Weird that it comes from the north, eh?
The wind's been blowing from the south all day long.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's nuts.
You can't really even see out of the bug shelter, it's so wet now.
Yeah.
But most of our campsites kind of turn into a lake.
Yep.
Our fire pit looks like it's mostly underwater.
Yeah. My tent probably is too.
This thing works pretty well.
Yeah. My back is soaked, but other than that. That's crazy. So we got to camp today at around 4 o'clock, and we set up camp really quick, went for a big swim, and we had some snacks and did a bit of fishing, and then a big thunderstorm rolled in, and so we've been in the bug shelter for a bit. It's just letting up now. Probably the biggest thunderstorm I've been in the woods for. It rolled right over top of us. So yeah, we're just sort of assessing the water, making sure everything's dry in our tents, and probably not gonna have a hot dinner tonight. We did some more snacking, and the skidders are probably gonna be coming out in a bit, so we're probably just gonna hang out in the bug shelter. So yeah, it was a good day of paddling. Lots of Whitewater, new stuff for me. Lots of learning how to read the river and where not to go. And yeah, hopefully the rain helps the water levels even more.
Definitely can't hurt.
It's not gonna hurt. That's a lot of wet.
Yeah. So much water.
So last night we were camped right here. And this morning we got up and we paddled down these swifts into Expanse Lake. Long paddle along Expanse Lake, Kingfisher swifts, down through into the forks. And once we were through the forks, the water seemed to rise a bit. We came down through these rapids here. Down through here, through Railway Rapids, all the way up through here. Lots of swifts, lots of rapids, and we are camped right here tonight. All the sand is washed out from all that rain. Time to go to bed. Everything is wet and muddy this morning. We're just having breakfast. Just having coffee for breakfast. I'm gonna pack some bars in my canoe pack, and some candy for my breakfast.
Always candy.
Always candy. Everything's kind of muddy and wet, so looking forward to drying some stuff out later on today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's soaked.
Everything's soaked.
I stayed dry all night, but tents and bug shelter, everything's drenched.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a little sun later on.
Yeah.
And dry some stuff out.
Okay. Just out on the water. Looks like we'll have a bit of a northwesterly wind today, which is a bit of a break from the southwest winds we've been battling. So that's exciting. Any bit of south wind is right at your face. And I've learned it makes a pretty big difference when you're doing the rapids. We had a couple times yesterday with it died off where we were sheltered. And then there was a couple times where the headwind was really strong doing some rapids, and it definitely poses more of a challenge. Some things like fighting you from going to where you want to go, it makes it difficult and kills your speed at the same time. So yeah, we've got a good amount of swifts. We'll see cliff rapids today, a couple other big rapids. Might get to Graveyard. I think we're going to try to do a bit of fishing today. It's really awesome getting to do this trip with someone like Tosh, who's really good at giving tips without, very constructive and patient, but also lets me kind of figure things out on my own in a bit too, which is the best way that I learn. So it's been good. Feisty.
Nice little smallie. Chunky little fella. I'm gonna let him go.
Bye. We're about to do cliff rapids. Looks like a fun run. Very scenic. Huge cliffs. I'll turn you around. Wow, you weren't lying about being scenic. It is a hot one today. You got a fish?
Not the biggest pike, but what do you think? Let him go or eat him? Is there enough on that to make lunch?
Yeah.
What do you think? Eat lunch. Some good size meat.
Probably some sweet meat.
Yeah, he's not the biggest pike, but we
No.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's keep him.
Alright.
Thanks, little buddy. And big buddy.
Nope. I guess that one's gone. I dropped him. That was not on purpose.
Okay, we're at Zigzag Rapids. I've got everything tied down. I saw that rock as I was going over it.
like your crossbow draw you did there.
Yeah.
Instead of like normally where you'd paddle for like flat water, you might have your hand pretty low, right?
Yeah.
Try moving your left hand up a little bit.
Okay.
When you reach over, you can get well over the bow.
Yeah.
I notice how easy that boat pivots. Like where you're sitting, you can pivot the boat really quickly. It seems.
Yeah, it did seem like that because I made a pry and almost like I made a bit of like an over J, like just to turn myself,
Yeah.
and it turned like a lot.
Picked up a little water on one wave there.
I think I got a bit. I think mostly from my paddle though.
Yeah, you did the crossbow draw. You kind of like
Yeah, I soaked myself.
threw a little bit in there, right?
The first one I did, and I was like, nope, deeper.
Yeah.
Just ran zigzag rapids. Just gonna hit some more swifts down the way. That was awesome. A lot of fun. Part of the reason why I wanted to get into whitewater canoeing and river canoeing is that I find flatwater canoeing it's like an active state of meditation, which is really rewarding and peaceful. But I wanted to do something with a bit more adrenaline, almost to fill the void of dinner service in a restaurant. I do miss that. You know, when a dinner service is coming up, everything is blocked out. The only thing important is the next chit, and then the chit after that, and the chit after that. And you're just focusing on the orders and nothing else. It's just cooking, problem solving, high adrenaline. And since we sold the restaurant, I haven't really had that to fill the void, so this was exactly that. Down that set of rapids especially, it was a little bit technical. Not like crazy or anything, but it required me to move from one side of the river to the other, to the next side, back to the other. And just doing those movements, it's like you just take it block by block, just order by order, chip by chip. Everything else is blocked out. It was a lot of fun.
Coming down through those rocky areas and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever mountain bike very much, but like if you're looking at what
you're gonna hit it.
You'll hit it.
Yeah.
Every time. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. If you're like fixated on a wave, like don't hit that, don't
Yeah,
hit that.
you're gonna go right into it. I picked the wrong spot. This is the elbow.
The walleye. Are you serious? Oh no. Yes it is.
We're eating that. We're eating that for sure. That is a beauty walleye too.
Oh, look at that. This is not what I expected at all. I hooked into something, I'm like, that is really diving and everything. Look at
Don't hold it over the side of the boat, okay? Because that's like best case scenario dinner.
Yeah, that is our shore lunch right there. No doubt about that. Wow, a nice fish, eh?
Yeah, beauty. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely eating that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo. Hey. Oh baby. Going in the hot grease. Oh yeah, I like it crispy.
Nice job, Ty.
Nice job, Tosh. You're the one who caught the fish.
That's so good.
How do you like the fish crisp?
It's amazing.
I like it because it's super lightly coated. It's not like,
Yeah, it just complements it. It doesn't
yeah.
cover it. It's not taking away anything.
Okay, we just pushed off from our shore lunch. Had an awesome fish fry with some pickerel that Tosh caught. I tried to catch some, but I couldn't catch any. Tested out my fish crisp that I make. It was really good. Fried it up in tallow. Oh, a little bit of hot sauce, some salt. It was really good. Flavor is so much more than just what you taste in your mouth. It has a lot to do with all the other sensories that we experience when we're eating the food. Just hearing the wind blow through the trees and the rapids, the river, all the greenery and the beautiful colors, and the river flowing past us. It's really hard to replicate that. How's it look?
You're gonna be mostly kind of like into the center a bit, but staying to the right.
Yeah, right to that big rock at the end?
Yeah, there's a pretty good drop at the end, it looks like, too.
Okay,
Some pretty big waves down there, but it shouldn't be too bad.
okay.
Take it slow.
That was good. That was fun.
Good wave from far.
Yeah.
So we just gotta be really careful going around this corner. Just give me some space when we get up here. Because we're gonna have to, there's a bit of a chute to drop through, and then we gotta get off the river.
Okay.
And if you don't, you're gonna go over the big drop.
Okay. confident going slow with the single blade. So I just changed it up for that little bit. So I have to get right. It's just a waterfall on the other side, so it's not a huge deal, but I'm just kidding. I'm gonna really try not to go over the falls.
Up on shore and follow it along. Let the rope go. Lay it out. There you go. Perfect. Oh, you're here, right? You're drifting in this channel.
Yeah.
Hung up on.
Yeah,
That's where you
true.
can let it out.
That's true.
Skip along the rocks.
I was worried about getting it pinned up on that.
Yeah, I went around the outside.
Yeah, I should have went it.
Outside was...
Yeah, it's fast because it just comes down and that makes sense.
Right. And...
I know what you mean now.
Pardon?
I think, oh, sorry.
Like you just give it a tug here, let it get in the current a little bit, and then drift it through there.
Yeah.
You're gonna go over there. You okay? You alright?
Yeah.
Looks like it hurt.
It didn't as much as hurting my knee. Oh, it didn't hurt that much.
That's why you got the ball.
Falling on your butt is a lot better than falling in your ankle.
So I'm going to go around on that rock and try and work down there somewhere. All of this is to avoid a 200 meter.
Yeah.
Hang on for a second. Slide mine in and then you can slide in.
Yeah.
Some people say that's harder than portaging. I don't agree.
I think it's more fun. And I don't agree.
It's more interesting.
I would have had to take 2 trips.
Yeah.
First time lining the canoe. Well, that was a first for me.
The first time lining?
Yeah.
Lining something that not a lot of people do. Lining all the time.
You hate portaging.
I don't hate portaging.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Just portaging over big graveyard. Loving this boat so far. It doesn't weigh a ton. Super durable.
Guess I'm kind of wrecking your shot here.
Nope. Not at all. Awesome. We just got to camp probably about 30 minutes ago. Super hot day today. Caught a really nice pickerel. We stopped for a fish fry for late lunch, early dinner. We're both still pretty full, both pretty hot. We're just rehydrating. All of our gear was wet from last night, the big thunderstorm we had and then the rain we had overnight. So we've got everything up on the lines. Our tents are all set up, and we might have a fire tonight, might not. We're not gonna have hot dinner, so we already had the fry up. We're probably just gonna have some snacks. I've got some meat sticks, some nuts, some candy. Snack on that. We're gonna go for a swim right now, cool down. We're just at Cascade Rapids, beautiful rapids, lots of great little swimming areas, so I'm gonna jump in. Oh, that swim was much needed. So we camped last night right here. We paddled through some swifts. Then we paddled through a really cool part of the river called the Splits, where it splits off into a bunch of different little channels. We did a bunch of flat water river paddling. Cliff Rapids were right here. Then we kept going through some more swifts. Then another good chunk of flat water river. Flatwater River all the way into Spanish Lake. Then we went down Zigzag, which was a lot of fun. Probably the most technical rapid we ran this trip so far. More swifts and rapids. Up around the elbow. Tosh caught that big walleye right in this pool right here. Then we had a shore launch right before Little Grave Rapids. That's where we had our shore lunch. Did the beginning of Little Grave Rapids, Graveyard Rapid, lined around the back half, and then we portaged around Big Graveyard Rapid, and then portaged up to our campsite at the Cascades. So we're right at that campsite right there. We just cleaned up camp, got a fire going, got some water boiling, having coffee. Kind of a slow morning. Just enjoying the campsite before we go. The bottom of the falls here. It's a really nice spot. Sun's coming up just behind the falls and lighting up all the trees. I'm gonna have some breakfast. I'm gonna drink my coffee. I'm gonna get on the water. We just put in. It's gonna be another hot day for sure. It's already fairly warm. The sun's just coming up over the tree line. Just scouted Agnes rapids, and it's super rocky, really technical. So I'm not gonna do this one. I'm gonna portage around it. Just the chances of me getting my boat sideways and then having a really rocky swim down, it's just too much risk for my skill level. So it's a 130 meter portage. I'm just gonna walk around, and Tosh is gonna run it. He's pretty confident, so I'd rather not invert my boat the first trip down a river. Final trip with the canoe. I had to take 3 trips. Canoe's a bit heavier than my Novacraft. Not by much, but it is a bit heavier. About 20 pounds heavier, I guess. I'm still being a little bit cautious for my knee injury, so I didn't want to take the barrel and my canoe. Just gonna take the canoe, but it's only 180 meter portage, so it's not too bad. Skidders were really bad on the trail. I'm glad I portaged around though. By the sounds of it, Tosh said it was very technical, and I wouldn't want to put myself in a situation where I pin the boat or anything like that. So, doing Cedar Rapids. Yeah. The thigh straps really make you one with the boat, eh? Yeah. just stopped along the river for a bit of a leg stretch and a snack break. Surrounded by old growth white pines, huge birches here. Pretty cool spot. I'm sitting at the foot of a giant white pine and the roots are all coming down the shoreline. Pretty awesome spot. I got some praline nuts. They're really good. Good amount of sugar. Little boost. So all this is old growth timber. For some reason, when they logged this river, they didn't log this portion. I'm glad they didn't. I think white pines are my favorite tree. And the white pines here are just so... They're not just tall, they're like full. The tops of the trees are just green and lush. And the branches near the top are so wide span. This is a really, really pretty part of the river. Good size smallie. He's got like a bit of coloration. We're getting down to the end of the Spanish. The shoreline and the forest has changed so much in the last 10 kilometers since we stopped for a break. We went from that old growth forest to a very Carolinian forest feel. We're coming up to Eagle Rock. We're just swinging around this last little corner and camp should basically be on the other side. Tosh just noticed that squirrel in that log. He looks stranded. I'm not really sure what he's doing. But, yep, I don't know. Right there on that log. Silly squirrel. Last night we camped at Cascades Rapids right here. We paddled, I portaged the 130 around Agnes. and all down here was all swifts. Then we went through Cedar Rapids, which was beautiful, probably my favorite part of the day. All swifts down here. Basically from Cedar Rapids all the way through until basically this campsite here was all swifts. And then we had a bunch of flat water to paddle all through down in here. And through here it changed very much from old growth forest to more of a Carolinian forest. Really beautiful. Came around here and we just hooked this corner and we're camped right on the end of this point across from Eagle Rock. It was a really good day.
This looks deep. I think it drops off pretty quick.
For dinner tonight, I'm having beef, chili, mac and cheese. I put a little bit too much water in it, but it looks really good. A little bit of hot sauce.
That's such a good meal.
Yeah, it's really good. It's this is the first time I've had it rehydrated. It rehydrates like super well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if I added too much water. It kind of, because chili is pretty wet, so it's like chili with pasta in it.
Yeah. Perfect. Especially after a long day like today. Like
Yeah.
something nice. Fill yourself up.
Tosh had the jambalaya we made earlier this year.
This is probably my favorite meal we've made. It's so good.
That's on the staple list. If you have any ideas for staples that we should freeze dry, you should comment some ideas. Because it's nice to see what the people like too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really curious what people would, if you had like a meal idea of something you'd like to take camping.
Yeah. Not even something that you'd buy once and take camping once, something that you'd like buy 10 of for like.
Yeah, or like what's something that you make every time you go camping? Right?
Yeah.
It's like, do you dehydrate chili and take it, or is it, spaghetti and whatever?
Beef stew,
Yeah.
pad thai. That's so good. Just finishing up breakfast on the final morning. We're just at the base of the river, and we just got to paddle across the lake. It's been a really good trip. It's like one of those trips where you start to really miss simple things like cold beverages, hot shower. So it's kind of a bittersweet feeling. Was a really fun trip, and sucks that it has to come to an end, but it's gonna be nice to get back and start planning some more stuff for the future. Having the corned beef hash breakfast skillet that me and Tosh made, and it's really good. Well, we just pushed off from our final campsite. We got a small paddle across the lake, and we're back to the trucks. It's been an awesome trip. Really excited to get back and start doing some big plans for camp kitchen and freeze-dried meals. Super happy with the canoe. Such a fun boat to paddle. So much control. Super nimble. Very nicely balanced. Lots of space for gear. Feel very comfortable in it. I told Tosh this morning that I feel comfortable enough with Whitewater now to go out and make my own mistakes. A pair of eagles on a small island behind us here. They stopped and said hello. We are pretty much across the Agnew Lake now, getting back to the trucks and wrapping the trip up. It's an awesome trip. A lot of work, a lot of fun. Tosh is an awesome teacher. He very modest, but he knows what he's doing on the water, and very happy to share what he knows, and I appreciate that very much. Awesome 5 days. The river is beautiful. I'm so addicted to doing more river trips now. The river changes so much as you go through. You get to see 145 kilometers of shoreline that's always changing, and cliffs and big old growth forests. Lots to see. Saw a black bear, some beavers, eagles, saw some hawks. Caught some fish. We're going to be working on more freeze-dried meals. Really looking forward to that. Leave a comment below if you're interested in seeing specific meals done. If you have any trip ideas for me as a novice whitewater paddler or river canoeer, I guess you'd say. Definitely looking to plan some more river trips. Anyways, thanks so much for watching the video. Really appreciate it. And can't wait to get another trip in. Thank you.